join us now. They're here to tell us about the Muscatine Kosovo Project. Keith, Ali, it's great to have you both here.
Thanks for having us, Paula.
Thank you so much. Let's start with you, Keith. What is the Muscatine Kosovo Project?
Well, you really got to kind of go back in history, and you'll remember in the 90s, Yugoslavia was falling apart, the Balkans, Croatia, Slovakia, Slovenia, all this, and there was all this turmoil, and Kosovo was really sort of the last part of this to fall apart. Kosovo was part of Serbia, part of Yugoslavia, and there was this ethnic cleansing campaign that went on there, and the United States and NATO came in 1999, ended the war, and since that time, Kosovo had been run by United Nations mission, not a lot of development there at all, really kind of a bad place to live.
And this is your home area, right, Ali?
Yes.
Yes? And so when you hear Keith talk about the way it was, I mean, do you have memories of that as a kid?
I have really bad memories about that. I was a little kid. I was 10 years old when this happened, actually 9.
Mm-hmm. How is it that music kind of rescued you from that, which is what we're about to talk about? You're a singer.
Yeah, I'm a singer and
a musician.
Yeah, I play music instruments too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the program first came to Kosovo, I remember I saw the posters, in the street somewhere, I can't remember, and I was like, oh, music, I love to sing. So I went there for the first time. So my first time in the music program was in right after the war, which is like probably 2 weeks after the war.
Well, Keith, this is what we would call an exchange program?
Well, there's this American woman from California, Liz Shropshire, who saw this thing was happening on TV and thought, I could go do something. I could go take this little music program, and it just blossomed into this amazing project. So Liz went there just as the war was ending, and she worked with these kids in Jakova, a city in the on the western side of Kosovo, where they say that every family in that city lost someone during the program. And what's amazing about the music and what she brought to them was this notion of, people who've had post-traumatic stress syndrome or people who've had some kind of great trauma in their life. Music is and other sort of art therapy allows people to stop thinking for a moment about what's happened to them, because you're counting time, you're reading the music, you're singing, you're performing, and so for a few moments you're really sort of released from what has happened, and that's why art therapy programs like this are so wonderful. I went there. I work at the Stanley Foundation in Muscatine, and we do public radio documentaries, and my colleague and I, Kristen McHugh, went there to do a documentary about children who'd been affected by war. And we found this woman. We thought, what a fantastic program. And, as journalists, you don't usually get involved in what's happening. But after the program was done, we said we'd really like to bring her to Muscatine. We'd like her to meet the people at the Muscatine Children and Youth Choirs. We'd like her to come to Iowa and raise some money for her program. And that really set off this fantastic exchange program. We brought a dozen of her kids to Muscatine in 2004, again in 2006. We're going to do it again in 2009.
And Ali's been here now for 2 years.
Yeah, this is my second year.
So you're going to be able to graduate from Muscatine High School.
Muscatine Community College.
I'm sorry, Community College, yes, because you're already, How old are you? You're 20?
I'm 19.
You're 19. Yeah. So this is, do you think you might stay in our area for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And so do you know others who are from your country?
Yes, we are 6 right now in Muscatine, and one is in Chicago and one is in Idaho. But they graduated from Muscatine too, and then they went to other schools.
What's been the best part of this experience for you, Ali?
Well, being in a different country and having a different culture and stuff, and I love it here. I mean, it's a really good country for me.
Well, that sounds great.
Paula, because of what happened there and because of the role the Americans played, it's one of the few places go all over the world, and it's one of the few places where they just absolutely love Americans. We've taken 2 groups from Muscatine now to do eye clinics, health screenings, music and art classes. I know they were showing some of the video from our most recent trip there. And they still just adore Americans because of what happened. I even had a Kosovar and talking to the cab driver, and he says, the guy says to me, he wants to know, you're from America? Yes. He says, thank you very much for what you've done for us. And so it's been a fantastic experience for everybody involved.
Well, thanks for sharing just a little bit of it with us, both of you. And if you want to go to muscatinekosovoproject.org, it's really a great website that explains all of this, and we're really proud to have you both here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. When we come back, a special announcement for you, the one I mentioned at the beginning of the show, giving back to your neighbors, next on PSL.